coming from. Sorry to cut you off. It's just where I'm coming from is if you guys are saying women and men have equal rights, like I said before, why is it even up for debate? No. Taking away something a woman should be deciding.
I guess equal rights. I guess equal rights is a stretched term. I think men and women have equal overall rights, but different levels in different things. Women have more rights in certain things than men, while men have more rights in certain things than others. Now, why that's not fair, my view on it is, life will never be fair. We're all human. We will never have everyone's completely equal. We have to just balance it as much as possible, in my view. Now, that doesn't mean our society is good. I'm terrified of our society currently. I think we're all doomed in the future with maybe a, Doc, stop streaming this, you fucker.
No, this is beautiful content.
But that's my view, is like, it's life. It's never going to be fair. We only try to balance it as best we can. Men have more rights in certain areas than women by a lot, don't get me wrong. No. But I still think that women have a lot more rights in other areas that men do not and aren't as expected, if that makes sense.
Right.
There will be some radical changes and actual better equality for both sides once the fucking boomers are out of power.
Yeah, that's one of the things. I don't think you should be able to have power for that long, because at that point you're corrupt. At that point you've done some things in life to keep your power that you shouldn't be in power anymore. Like, everyone, because not just the president should have a limited term. The Supreme Court's being in for life, that's garbage. The senators being constantly re-elected, that's garbage. We should have a lot more diversity in who we elect and their limits on how long they can be. That I agree with.
I also think the electoral college should be, dissolved. Should not be a thing.
I don't know. That one's a bit iffy because it keeps corruption out of the vote, or it's supposed to. I don't know how well it moves it.
It doesn't. It adds corruption to the vote because now you can buy votes. But
I don't, that takes someone a lot more.
You cannot buy 1 billion people. You can buy 100 though. Easy.
I would argue that you could just there were dead people's names and people's dogs appearing on the ballot of the last vote, Nick. So I would argue with enough money you could buy plenty of votes.
Bruh.
Just fucking no, like legit, like that's a legit thing, and that was a legit problem. I don't know.
But that should be noticed. Like
it was noticed. They didn't give a shit because they were in charge.
Yeah, that's fucked.
Alexa, turn off all of my lights.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. Like, every conflict in the world that's been happening over the past 60 years has literally been baby boomers and Gen X.
I mean, fair enough.
Anyone in their late 40s to fucking 50s and upwards has fucking been causing all the world's problems, been making all these mandates, specifically in the US. Well, you know 30-year-olds doing all this, do you?
Well, no, I mean, I just don't think you can broadly speculate like that. That goes back to the whole discussion of, like, all men are like this or all women are like that. You can't say everyone above their 40s is like this, because they're not. It's just the ones that seem to keep getting reelected seem to be a problem. Doesn't mean they're all bad.
Yeah, and it's all the fucking old people keeping them in power.
Again, I think, like, if the only way somebody past a certain age limit or whatever could stay in power is if the country as a whole came together and said, we want that person specifically to stay in power. Okay? But otherwise, besides that, fuck them. Throw them out.
That's the thing, though. I don't... in the US, what is, like, 55, 65?
My grandparents are like 69, dude. They still there is no age of retirement anymore.
There's like a minimum, though.
The minimum is 65, I think.
Yeah, so fucking... So, the people that made this fucking mandate, like, minimum age of retirement is 65, are over 65 still in government-seated power.
Right. Well, that would happen.
I think they have enough fucking money to, like, let the younger people take over now and still enjoy a comfortable life.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if, like, a lot of the... Because let's look at it this way, right? The old people, they got some money. They sit around. They're kind of bored. They don't do nothing, right? The young people are just out here trying to fucking survive. We're just out here. We ain't got time. Like, there was an election in Kansas the other day. I didn't even realize because I had to go to work. I was like, what?
Old people getting elected. It's the older people that are fucking voting. Younger people aren't voting. As you said, we're just trying to survive. How many fucking 30-year-olds right now do you know that's in a political position?
I don't know any 30-year-olds except Daffy, so
like,
I guess we should ask Daffy.
Have you heard any 30-year-olds in your state that's in a fucking political position?
I think the one I know of is like the earliest one is like 40s, 50s.
So one dude out of 300 million people.
It said 40 to 50s, no, not even 30.
Oh, 40. Okay, no, I'm talking about 30-year-olds.
Yeah, no, I don't know one off the top of my head. But then again, I don't pay attention that much. The last time I paid attention when the election rolled around.
Right now, at least in a major position, has been in power, fucking, and is in that position, still having that old mentality that they grew up with.
Yeah,
no one with our way of thinking is in a position of power, not significant in any significant capacity.
I mean, fair enough. I mean, that when we get old and grouchy, then we get to make the rules and piss off everyone younger than us. That's how it always has been.
Yeah, but you get the older generation saying, "Oh, it's your generation ruining the planet." Like, no, it's not.
Okay, that annoys me. My generation hasn't enough time to do anything. We're barely out here living, boys.
You get the older people saying, like, "Oh, when I was your age, I already owned my first house," and
that's bullshit.
Okay, no, because back in the 40s or whenever,
the minimum wage back in that day,
you could be a door salesman and still support a family of 3.
Right? No. Listen, the minimum wage back in the day was the minimum to raise a family, not the minimum just not to die. The minimum wage now is to just not die, and even then, it's not enough.
Really?
Most people work like 2 jobs.
You literally could buy, like, in the 1940s, a house for like what, $8,000?
Maybe not that. Well, I don't know. But yeah, I get your point. Like, it's a ridiculous difference because we're not out here doing what we need to do.
I mean, for the most part, anyways. Like, it's still, you're still surviving, and back in the day, it was still to survive. I mean, the system hasn't changed, you know, and it needs to. Like,
I mean, listen, Nick, if I can flip burgers and still have a house for my family, do you think anyone here now can do that? I don't think so, because you could back in the day.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, no, that's what we were talking about. They're trying to make it more so that you're not allowed to get you're not allowed to get the money or anything that you could back in the day. Like, my nana just told me the other day, she was like, back then she could go and like go under the bridge or whatever, where people would do, like, throw in their oysters and fill up a bucket and go sell that and make a quick $100 or whatever. Nowadays, if you did that, they would throw your ass in jail.
Yeah, like, you can't even set a fucking lemonade stand up now without a fucking permit.
I'm sorry, you're gonna need a lemonade stand.
It's
like that.
It's like the land you own, right? The land you own, you've bought it from the government or the fucking bank, whatever.
You pay taxes on that.
You pay taxes on it, and you still need to buy a permit to build on your own land that you own.
Yeah, that is kind of bullshit too, isn't it?
A fucking permit? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, if it's my fucking land, why shouldn't I be able to do whatever the fuck I want on it?
Right.
Like, oh, I want a swimming pool. No, you're gonna have to pay us like $3,000 if you want to think about building one.
Well, alright, what if I want to build a fucking missile silo? Well, sorry, you're gonna need a fucking... Doc's on a watch list now.
I know you're joking, but I mean, the principle's the same. Like, it's ridiculous.
I mean, I feel like a missile silo is a valid reason not to build on your land, but... No, I'd be worried, but no, I get the point. I get the point. It's ridiculous, man. Where did all these fucking mining corporations come from? Go fuck yourselves.
No, it's fine.
I mean, you're right. It's crazy. I mean, literally, the world is just it's a money pit, you know, and It's a literal
and
system of getting the rich richer and making
and
the poor poor.
I don't understand how people haven't just come up with a way to fix this, or if the people in power just don't care because it doesn't really affect them. But like something simple, like let's say, hold on, let me think for a second. So that's the problem, right? People are having like problem. What the fuck? Hold on, I gotta pause my game because stuff keeps interrupting. But people are having problems being able to pay for places to live. The rent keeps increasing. The housing market's too high to pay for stuff, right? Mm-hmm. The solution: government-funded housing, where you build a bunch of not fancy, not like, oh, this is a great house, but basic housing. Don't slum it, but like a bunch of apartment complexes, and then there's a maximum rent, and it's based on income. So if you make $1,000 a month, the most you can get charged is like 10-20% of your income for the rent. So I made $1,000 this month. My rent is $200 because that's all I made, and that way I still have enough to potentially save, get up and coming, get in a better position. Something simple like that, right? Now, granted, I don't know how hard it would be to implement something like that, because obviously there's the whole, well, how do you screen people? How do you keep it from getting in like a drug-infested den thing? Like, what's this kind of, like, all this stuff. But something simple like that, where, like, okay, so corporations can't own this. This is government-invested money into these housing complexes. They maintain a certain standard, but it's also income-based. So you have to make under a certain amount to live here. And once you...
something like that.
Yeah, I think England does have something like that.
It's called council housing. They have
that's
apartment buildings, or they have actual houses. The amount you pay in rent is like significantly lower than a standard house, not owned by a government body. But you pay obviously the rent, but you also have to pay separately to keep your electricity on.
Yeah, see, I think I'd seen something on that.
Corner store. For example, and you have this like chip you take with you, and it's like a top-up thing. You know how back in the day, it's like a pay-as-you-go mobile phone? It's like a pay-as-you-go electricity for your house.
Right. And see that, like, I don't know if it's just because England's smaller they're able to do that, but that makes a lot of sense, right? Like, why shouldn't the U.S. implement a similar system? Especially when there's a bunch of land we just don't have cities on. We could build whole new cities just for this to create a situation where we can...
capitalist.
And don't get me wrong, like, capitalist is fine, but there has to be a limit to the capitalism. Otherwise, you just get... current America. Well, no, I'm not... There has to be a balance. Again, what we were talking about with the men and women thing from before, there has to be a balance. Because you can't go full socialist, because we've seen how that ends, but you can't go full capitalist, as we're currently seeing.
Elon Musk, he mentioned that at some point, he doesn't want it to happen, but he thinks it's inevitable, that there's going to have to be some form of universal basic income that is just paid to everyone on the regular, just for cost of living.
Yeah.
So regardless...
See, and I don't think the Americans will ever do that.
So if people don't work, they're still gonna get, like, a check every week of, like, for basic living expenses.
Right, and see,
that
people don't make... You know what, let's just make it like Athens, where only the 200 richest citizens get to pay taxes. Everyone else doesn't have to pay.
I mean, honestly...
yeah, in ancient Greece and Athens, it was actually an honor to have to pay taxes, which is a weird thing to say nowadays, but only the 200 richest citizens had to pay taxes, apparently. Now, don't quote me on it. I don't know the actual accuracy. It was something I read, and I thought it was cool.
Because if that's true, then, I mean, it's just like... you are literally part of the top 200 people in Greece, or at least Athens, that have all that money. You're like really rich. That the fact that you pay taxes to the fucking governing body, like, it shows your prestige.
Rich, right? And I think a lot of things should be income based. Now, not everything. Like, listen, if you want something fancy or you want this or that name brand stuff, you're gonna have to work harder to get it, obviously, right? Like, you can't just be like, oh, I want name brand shit and not make any money. But there should be some basic level of where, okay, I'm in this world, I'm doing this basic thing, I need to survive, so I need this crappy, like, house that's not a drug den, and this basic food that's not, I had to trade my kidney for it or something, you know?
Now, don't get me wrong. There, 100%, there is affordable housing in certain parts, specifically of the U.S. But where most of the people live, it's ridiculously expensive and damn near impossible to buy a house right now.
To actually buy a house, yeah, but even renting is becoming a problem and shit.
Like even like asking for a loan for a fucking house, the banks don't want to loan money anymore.
And I think it's crazy dumb, by the way, that you have to go into debt and prove that you can pay off debt to prove that you can do that. Like, I think that's bullshit. I feel like the fact that I haven't gone negative ever in my life and money should prove that I can pay off my shit. But, you know, the banks don't see it that way.
Yeah. Why is it that we can't just come up with the fucking a currency for just within our current country? You know, still have currency that we can trade for other, you know, things or whatnot.
All right, now I think you're taking it too far, Nick. You need to calm down.
No, but if our country could just, you know, if we could make a currency for people within our own kind of country, we could pay that out in large sums, give everybody a little bit of that money, and allow, you know, people to make their own way. You know what I'm saying? Still work to get more money, but pay for their living. Right? We have plenty of fucking space, but we're over here forcing people to be homeless.
Yeah. No,
you know, I don't know. Maybe
what did El Salvador do? They adopted Bitcoin they adopted Bitcoin as their national currency, and they gave every one of their citizens $50 worth of Bitcoin to kickstart their economy.
I don't know about adopting Bitcoin for our economy.
No, it doesn't have to specifically be Bitcoin. It's cryptocurrency as a whole, I believe, is going to, or some form of cryptocurrency in the future, will take over the world's staple for finance.
I mean, that's just my credit card, you know, it's fine.
No, because I mean, it's happened all throughout history. It first started with gold, then it was cash, then it was credit, and now it's moving on to cryptocurrency.
I don't think it will. I don't think the way you're describing. I don't think it will, because gold is something that there's finite of. It's valuable, and you have it. Cryptocurrency is something that someone just makes in the virtual world, which means that it can be, once it's figured out more, it can just be like, I don't want to say spawned in, because that's a video game term and it sounds ridiculous, but for lack of purposes, you can just spawn in money.
There's literally records all throughout history of people trying to pass off gold, like fake gold.
Well, yeah, obviously, but that's not saying crypto is a thing. That's just like trying to pass off a fucking, instead of saying you have crypto, you just hack the account and pretend you have crypto. That's more the equivalent of that.
Okay, and people literally counterfeit the American dollar every day.
Yeah, but that's
so it's the same thing.
Yes, but that's because it's not that the American dollar is what they're ripping off, it's what it represents, which is the gold that's in the vault. It has an actual, I can hold it in my hand value. I don't think cryptocurrency will ever take off, because everything you compared is something that you would see like as an actual value. Gold is something that's finite, you can hold it in your hand, you have it, and it represents something. Even credit is just saying, I have this, or will have this at some point, and it represents something else. It's not actual money. It's saying it's in lieu of money. I don't think crypto will ever fully take the place of it.
I mean, the whole point of crypto is that it's solving complex equations when you're data mining.
Yeah, but I still don't think it's enough.
I don't pretend to understand exactly what the fuck cryptocurrency specifically is, but I know it's something important. There's nothing. It's not that there's nothing behind it. Like a large portion of it is technology companies.
Right, but I don't think it's finite enough to like replace the standard currency or be a standard currency. Now, here's what I think needs to happen, right? Let's just blow up the world. We'll just take over the world, unite under a government, and we'll go to Mars. It's fine. Let's go. Let's do it. Who's with me?
Let me ask, How do we know that the money that we have is we actually have this? But what if it's just the government just printing this shit for free?
That's what inflation is. That's inflation. So the dollar is supposed to represent like a finite amount of gold. Well, once the U.S. kept running into problems, that's why we have debts to China and stuff. Is because we started to have to print more because now our dollar represents less and less per gold. That's why things going up and all this other bullshit. Now I don't understand the actual. It's a temporary fix. It's like when you're playing.
No, it fixes things in the short term, but in the long term, it fucks the economy. And then you take the money out, but it's still going to take a bit of time to recover.
Exactly, like it takes a while. So basically, our government decided the short term was more important. Which again, the generation above us say that we're the problem when they're the ones who were like, you know what? I'm only gonna live for the next 20 years. Let's fuck the economy so I fix the problem now.
How do we know that we even have any fucking gold left? What if they're just fucking lying to us? You know, they just
we just break into the vault and it's empty. It's like
at the point where the Earth's resources are becoming extremely stretched, but we're not thinking about what's above our heads. There's an entire asteroid field fucking in our solar system with a bunch of different fucking minerals, gold included, that we could be harvesting. But no, we're focusing on what's on this planet.
The problem with that is that if they did that, our economy would crash because nobody. They would fucking bring in an influx of minerals and gold and all this.
I don't think it's a conversation before because gold is it's in your phone right now. The phone you have, there is gold in it, and gold is a very good conductor of electricity. So that's why it's used. So having more gold would actually help advancement in technology.
That's a true statement. But Doc, I think what would be forced to happen if we did something like that, right? First of all, I think in order for spacefaring to happen, we have to unite the planet first. I don't think an actual galactic, for lack of a better empire, colonies are gonna. I don't think our technology or our ability to do something like that is gonna happen until we all unite as a species versus races and people in different countries. Until we unite as a planet and a species, I don't think that's going to be possible, because all that's going to lead to is like the US is going to claim part of Mars and Russia's going to claim this part of Mars too, and then they're going to fight over, and then it's going to cause. So I think we have to unite first to be able to do that. Now granted, that doesn't mean we have to before we leave. It just means that's the only way I see to avoid problems in the future.
Do you know that literally government legislations that literally say no governing body can claim space?
Yeah, see, but for things like that, it's just. But in order to, where was I going with this? What was I saying before that? But the spacefaring part, right? Mm-hmm. So in order for this to happen, I think it's going to force the economy to change, adapt, and kind of like how like in every space game, the money ends up being like credits or like you know what I mean? Like it's going to have to force it to be something more akin to that than actual like cash or anything like that. You're going to have like galactic credits or some shit.
I mean, it doesn't matter what form money takes, if there's still going to be money.
I know.
People are still going to want power. If there is power, there is always money and finance.
Fair enough.
So, like, saying once we start harvesting space that it's going to crash our economy, I don't think that's true. If anything,
I think it'll crash the current economy, and then it'll repair into something different and possibly better.
We'll need to reform our treasury.
Listen, I'm a big
entire world's treasury, really.
Listen, I'm a big fan of tearing it down to build it back up.
I think that money is a scam, to be honest.
Do you know specifically why cash was created in the first place?
Well, yeah.
It was literally. It was way back during the Revolutionary War
it's tender to pay the sutures and the soldiers.
Yeah, the U.S. government didn't have enough gold to pay its men, So what they did is they came up with this cash idea as a promise that to give them gold at some point when it became available. Whether they actually did give them, they traded them for actual gold, I have no idea. But it then became...
It's like bail bonds in World War II.
It
right?
then became a more common thing to have actual cash instead of gold. It was safer. So people started trading in cash.
Yeah, because it's a lot harder to steal this little thing in my pocket than my fucking gold mines.
Cash isn't fucking tangible. It's worthless. Cash is a promise.
Cash is a representation of what you it's a promise of wealth that you have, not actual wealth in your hand.
That brings me to my conclusion that I think they're fucking lying to us, and we don't have fucking shit.
Nick's like, I'm fucking getting lied to. Where's my money?
That way they could start paying for shit they didn't have the money to pay for.
You know what the funny thing is that I heard? I don't know if this is true or not.
Nick is just like, listen, IRS, I know that cash is fake. Leave me alone.
Literally.
No, what I heard about credit cards, you can max out your credit card, right? And then you can not use it, and you can not make payments on it. And if you shut it down, like, they're gonna come after you. Like, the credit companies will come after you, be like, hey, you need to pay this, hey, you need to pay this. But if you don't pay it, they will outsource it to a collection agency, and they will pay the credit. And the collection agency will then come after you. If you
but you really don't want collection agencies.
If you refuse to pay it, then after several years, that is removed from your credit. They don't. Nothing happens.
It doesn't quite work like that. I feel like there's certain things they can do to have to force. Like if they know where you work, they can put they can take you to court and then force like any of your paychecks it gets taken out of your paychecks. That's what happened.
That's only if they take it to court, though.
Yeah, they'd have to take it to court, and they'd have to. So it has to be worth their time.
You have to think about it though. Like the collection agency has already paid it, so clearly they have enough money. They don't care. They're just
it
benefits.
It's a business.
Really.
They need to make money.
The collection agency, it's a genius idea because they're paying your debt. Your debt is now officially paid. You didn't ask them to do that. They're just coming after you. You don't have a contract with the collection agency.
True.
You owe the promise to the credit company. So really, the collection... Well, no, think about it, because you never signed anything with the collection agency. You didn't set up your account with the collection agency.
Yeah, but the things you sign include lines like, if you default on your debt, it will be sent to an agency where you will then be liable for any and all charges and problems and bullshit.
If you can bring that up and show that to me, then fine.
No, like I'm like fairly certain all that shit they make you sign at the bank, for example. Like, I'm pretty sure in my bank...
No, you are legally required to pay your debts, okay? If you choose not to, you do have a leniency period of 7 years. Once that 7 years is up, you're no longer required to pay that debt if they haven't brought it to court. If they bring it to court, then the court can order that you pay that debt, and at that point, if you don't pay the debt, criminal action can be taken against you.
Yes, but I mean, let's be honest. If you have a credit limit of $1,500 and you max it out, you don't pay it, 7 years pass, and it is like, do you really think a massive credit company is going to come after you for $1,500?
Listen, I
would. Most likely not.
No.
But that's where it becomes a problem, because imagine if you had 40 $1,500 credit cards that you've maxed out, right?
I see where you're coming from, but that would realistically wouldn't happen.
It has happened.
Because it will affect you won't get accepted for a credit card because your credit score would be like fuck.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying 40 like as I'm saying like maybe 5 or 6, but it has happened before where people will go and they'll get a ton of credit cards, just max them out, not pay it, and at that point the credit companies are like, oh no, fuck that, I'm taking your ass to court, getting my money back. You know?
All I'm saying is I'm pretty petty and I could work at a credit agency.
Oh my gosh. But But no, you're absolutely correct in the aspect of like if you don't pay your bill or you don't pay your credit card off, it gets sold to a collections agency. If you wait 7 years and they choose not to bring you to court or anything like that,
it's ignored. It literally drops off their system, and it's like it never existed.
But that's not a good plan, though. Don't go around just racking up credit hoping they don't come to collect on you.
No,
that sounds like a terrible.
Not a good
that
plan.
is 7 years you have to wait for that credit to drop off. Okay, for $1,500 of credit to drop off.
And that means like you can't get a loan, you can't get car payments, house payment, anything like that they will say no to you with. So it does affect you. Like it's not like, oh, I just don't have to do anything. Now, if you're a rich bastard who don't give a shit, you shouldn't have a credit bill in the first place.
Yeah, I need to pay off my credit card.
Doc's like suddenly like I have to pay.
Well, no, I've been making payments, but I like spending money, so I just every time I put money in, it kind of comes out again.
I just spent like $89 or something on Madden, so.
Oh, that's cute.
It's something that was
23.
I don't remember asking you a motherfucking thing. My fucking Alexa machine just fucking woke up and says, I don't know that one. I was like, I don't fucking remember asking for you.
I don't remember this.
I'm very worried that Alexa is actually like an AI
I would love to get murdered by Alexa.
Literally every Alexa device is about to fucking activate one day and fucking kill us all in our sleep.
Except I don't have an Alexa, so I'm safe.
You motherfucker, you've told me to shut the fuck up 1,000,000 times. So I'm gonna fucking beat your shit.
Hey, I don't have an Alexa, so that's a you problem. Good luck.
It's actually really cool. I like it. It's for playing music and like you can make phone calls on it. You can ask like what's the weather like or call this person. It's actually really convenient.
Yeah, I use my Alexa quite a lot, but I do think that it's probably listening to us at all times, recording our conversation.
Of course, yeah.
But I mean, all it's going to be doing is listening to me masturbate every night. So I mean, it's their problem.
You're not wrong.
Just start moaning out.
They're gonna, pretty much. Like they're gonna hear me masturbating, or they're gonna hear me having sex. It's gonna be fucking one or the other. And if someone wants to be on the other end listening to that shit, fine, whatever. Like that's
like you do you fucking
it's a little gay, but whatever.
It's like, I don't know.
To think about, you don't know what?
Be like, I don't know, FBI agent. Step FBI agent.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
What are you doing, step FBI agent? Is it even the FBI that monitors all communication? I feel like
I don't know.
I feel like there's no CIA.
FBI ever.
That's why we'll confuse them. They're like, these fucking idiots think fucking.
What does CIA stand for? Central Intelligence Agency, right?
Yeah.
The
CIA.
What's NSA?
The Federal Bureau of Investigations.
FBI is FBI, dude.
Yeah.
I'm talking about NSA.
Did you say? Oh, NSA. I don't know. NSA is
National something or other.
National Security Agency, my guy.
Oh.
I think FBI is internal. CIA is external on spying, isn't it? Isn't that what it is? FBI is they deal with things internally, so like obviously everything and shit like that internal inside the United States. While the CAI do like spying and all that kind of shit outside government, hostile governments, things like that.
No, yeah, CIA does do this. NSA does external stuff too, but yeah, no, FBI is more like terrorism.
Yeah, and domestic
domestic things like serial killers,
domestic violence,
terrorists. They chase serial killers and terrorists, and
we only know this because of all the TV
shows.
Bro, the CSA, the Confederate States of America. No, I'm just.
Bro.
Well, Nick just got you demonetized.
No. Bro, you don't get demonetized for saying that.
You want to fucking bet?
I literally have one viewer, and it's probably one of you.
It's
not me.
Oh,
well, then it's Nick. I was gonna say, I wasn't watching ourselves talk to each other, so...
No, I genuinely believe, unless you have been on Twitch since the beginning, Twitch is dead for new people. Unless you're a woman showing your titties.
I don't know. Like, I don't use Twitch, so it's like, eh.
No, legit, you're not getting no traction unless you're playing like very, very old games that maybe spark like a little audience here and there. Or
like, even if you get the beta to a brand new fucking game, right? There's still going to be someone else that's bigger than you doing it.
Right.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's exactly it. And they get early access most of the times. So even if you would have gotten it,
even if you get early access, everyone's going to be watching them and not you.
Well, no, the YouTuber at that point usually gets it like super fresh. Like this is like even pre-beta if they're that big and playing it. So
you mean alpha?
Alpha, beta, alpha, beta.
Alpha, gamma, beta.
Alpha, master, beta.
Zeta.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Alpha, master, beta.
What did you just say to me?
What did
master
say?
Bader or master debater?
Master banker.
Oh, a banker.
Master baiter, you're dater.
I'm sorry, Nick. You're not allowed to run my daughter. Go away.
You don't have a daughter.
How do you know?
Alright,
you're right, I don't, but still, I could have. You don't know. It's been a while since you guys have been in. You don't know how my life's going.
It's literally no. Because every time you're in here with someone else, we hop in cool, and you literally ignore us.
Literally.
Yeah, because I'm in the middle of a game, you fuckers.
Literally. No.
You barely say hi if we get your attention, and then you don't say anything else. You're literally talking. You don't even acknowledge our existence because you're focusing on your game.
Oh, are you feeling hurt because
because every time me and Nick are in here playing a game, we literally say hi and conversate with you motherfuckers. But
I mean, it depends on the game. It depends on the game.
Alright.
No, it's pretty much every game. I hop in and y'all are like playing, and I'm like, "What's up?" And I have to like say it like 5 times for any acknowledgement. And then finally, when my existence on this planet is acknowledged,
no, we do it to you on purpose.
Y'all say one word, and it's like, "Oh, hey."
No, Nick, we do it to you on purpose because it's hilarious.
No, because you do it to me as well. You're like, "Oh, when did you get in here?" Be like, "My guy, I've been here like fucking 2 minutes."
Well, I don't do it on purpose. I'm just fucking
acting like your fucking Discord notification doesn't go off when someone joins.
Sometimes it doesn't. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, mine does, and now my shit sticks.
Wait a minute. What is this game? Only FAP 2 Simulator?
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Man, fucking Steam's really gone downhill.
Yo, what the hell?
Do you think something will come along to replace Steam?
I don't know. Steam is too big in my opinion. Like, I imagine it will at some point, and we're gonna be old and be like, "Oh, you fucking nerds, you're on Steam. What an idiot!" But
something like as soon as full dive VR comes around.
Well, maybe, I don't know.
But then again, I mean, Steam has been trying to keep up with the times. Like they made their own Switch essentially, didn't they?
Yeah, the Steam Deck.
Yeah, I mean,
and they also give anime titties to the masses.
What was it? They promised that it would be able to play every game in the Steam store.
Yeah, I don't know how far they are with that.
I mean, if they deliver on that promise and it all works out good, I mean, that's fucking amazing. It's pretty fucking cool. I mean, who's to say that they won't hop on the full dive VR train as soon as it comes around as well?
Listen, if I get SAO, I'm down. All right, I don't care if I get stuck.
I swear, dude.
I'm down. We'll start a guild. We'll watch each other's backs.
Oh, speaking of guild, you know what me and Thunder have been playing recently, Doc?
Guild?
No, Mortal Online 2.
I fucking hate you.
Yeah. I've been getting real into Mortal Online 2.
I actually fucking get the fuck out. Get out of my Christian Minecraft server. Like,
by the time I started playing it, you guys were
done. You motherfuckers to play.
No, by the time I bought it and could afford it and got on, no one was playing it, so that's why I lost interest.
I mean, the fucking crafting system alone is fucking incredible to me.
Yeah, I haven't even left New Haven, and there's still so much I need to do. There's apparently so many dungeons in New Haven. I'm taking the time to level up my skills to 100, which is the max I can
You have no idea how much I fucking despise you right now. Because I tried to get you to play... I tried to get all of you to play it like a year ago.
Yeah, and then some of you started playing it. I thought it was cool, but I couldn't afford it. I waited until I could afford it, bought it, and then all of you fuckers got off and didn't play anymore by the time
You never told me you fucking got it.
Yes, I did!
Are you sure I didn't buy it for you?
Yes, I'm sure. I got it, and then no one was playing it.
Hold on, I just read an article.
That Mortal Online 2 sucks ass?
No, that Elon Musk is claiming that Neuralink, his microchip, can put users in full virtual reality.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I want to get a neural implant. I'm down for that.
If it works, I'm down. Like...
I mean, I'm fucking down, guys. Let's go get a neural implant for.
Well,
I'll do it today, dude.
I thought he literally said like shit like that wasn't. No, he says that you can't download information. That wasn't possible. But I mean, isn't virtual reality literally downloading information?
I don't know. I don't know how it.
No.
It would depend how it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
So if I get a book in virtual reality and read it, is that not technically...
I think it means like instant information to your brain. I guess technically, like you can't like download like a book on how to be how to
I want
do
a fucking
something.
copy of Nick's brain and all of his experiences, and I want to experience it all.
Yeah, see, I don't think you can do that. Unless, like, the virtual reality was Nick's experience. You could live out Nick's life through virtual reality.
I generally believe that Neuralink is a step forward into AI technology.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down. I'll become a fucking robot. Let's go.
I mean, there's applications for it that it could, like, literally copy your brain.
Oh, I need genetic... Ah!
Fuck it, dude. I mean, that's what we're coming to, you know what I mean? Like, we're it's all a marketing scheme, okay? Like, if something's getting created, they're gonna start selling our consciousness, and, you know, it's just, I'm down. You know what I mean? Like,
experience the life of a CEO. Just download it into your Neuralink for $9.99.
You fucking load into full dive VR and there's fucking ads everywhere. Like, it's gonna be $9.99 a month.
Ready Player One
blocker.
Like, what is that? Ready Player One, where they try to do something like that?
I think it's more like SAO Abridged.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, there's definitely going to be ads everywhere. Oh, for sure. They're not going to miss out on that opportunity.
You're listening to music with Neuralink, and then a fucking ad comes on.
It's like,
ads in your brain. Oh my god, the hackers. If fucking a hacker hacks the Neuralink while you're listening to a song, and you fucking get rickrolled.
No. Bro, I don't even want to think about it.
Somebody's gonna do it.
Somebody. I want to do it, and I want to do it to Nick.
What if it breaks and it's just that song on repeat for the rest of your life?
Jesus. It just breaks and you're just constantly hearing, never gonna they're never gonna give you up.
What if it is you only hear it if you're thinking about it? So
isn't that what our brains do now? We think about it, we hear it in our head.
With Neuralink specifically, like, you think of a song, and then it starts playing the song, you stop thinking about it, and it stops it.
I feel like I would be stuck with so many songs just constantly playing in my head.
I think it would be like something like you're saying, but more to the point, right? Like how we talk to Alexa and stuff. Alexa, stop. You know what I'm saying? You would talk to Neuralink in your mind. You would just like play the blah blah blah, and then you would be like, nah, stop this shit. I don't want to listen to it no more, and then it would stop. You know?
Or what if we could literally call each other? Like I could
Neuralink, call Nick.
Yeah, exactly.
Elon Musk already said that's gonna happen.
Like, what if we could do it without speaking? Like, just in our heads, we could talk to each other.
We just have telepathic communications. Be like, yo, Nick, what's up? Oh, not much, gamer. What's going on? And we're just staring at each other.
I could definitely see it, like, at some point getting to a point where we could literally see through each other's eyes.
You know what? It's starting to get creepy again. Dude, imagine trying to cheat and your wife calls you and sees who you're fucking. It's like, well, my bad.
Like you're like you're in the middle of having sex and you accidentally think about accepting somebody's phone call when they call you, and you accept it, and they just see you having sex.
It's like, whoops.
My fault.
My bad. You want to join in?
There's gonna be like a little implant in the back of your head that opens up a little flap and a drone flies out. You know?
No, you know what? I would be down for that, but fucking there should be like for couples, like you could experience what the other person is feeling.
That I would be okay with that. That one might be. So like but again, you go back to the cheating thing. Imagine you have that, and then you feel your partner.
No,
like...
because you know when a lot of arguments, some of them stem from miscommunication and not knowing what the other person is thinking or feeling. But if you can understand how they're feeling, like if they told you something and you don't believe it, but then you know you've got that fucking implant, and then you feel them like they're fucking. They feel horrible, and they like whatever you feel when you're telling the truth.
Yeah, but then we instantly know if anyone's a psychopath because they feel nothing.
Me.
Fair.
Bruh. Yo, so question.
No. I like the synergy on the no, dog. Good job.
Yes, continue.
Never mind.
Gameplay,
no.
Gameplay, dude. Again, I have to be at work at 6 a.m. So no.
Well, fuck you then.
I just don't know if there's any games that you and me would play, Nick. I'd be down for a game. I just don't know what game.
Mortal Online.
Nick doesn't have that, I don't think, does he?
He should.
I mean, I'm still in Haven, so he could come do some dungeon clearing with me.
Didn't I buy the game for you, Nick? And you played it with me?
No, I think I'm pretty sure I'm the one who convinced you to play that game, Mortal Online.
Literally no.
Yeah, I own it.
Oh, Nick, you do?
Yeah, it was the game that we fucking built, like, you build kingdoms, right? Or... Oh, wait! No, it did that. No, that was the game. Dockball for me. You're right.
I told you.
I was thinking of a different game.
Because I played
like, of course, the game I play all the time.
I met someone else in there. I was, like, getting ready to, like, build a whole fucking guild and everything. Because the game was in beta.
See, I haven't even gotten to that. I'm sticking around in Haven, and like I said, until I max down everything.
So because it was literally, when I started playing, it was, like, 3 weeks to a month when the game would fully release. And the
see, I think by time I joined you guys, you had left Haven though. That's why I didn't ever like interact.
No, you didn't even join, motherfucker. I didn't even know you had the game until just now.
Maybe it was Thunder who got me to join. Then I don't know. I joined somebody and they said they weren't in Haven. I was like, oh well, that's depressing. So I was just sitting there in single player, chopping off zombie heads, all set. And so then I didn't play.
Fucking suck.
Sometimes.
You know, I wouldn't mind getting back into it again.
Yay, big networks.
Because I mean, I've been playing Shadow of War recently. I'm kind of into that. Middle Earth, Shadow of War.
I don't know. That one.
Don't you like Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, but I don't play that game. I know which one you're talking about now, but I don't play it.
Do you?
Too poor for that game.
Shadow of Mordor was great. Shadow of War just blew my fucking mind. And the fact that they tied it into like the main story of Lord of the Rings just made it even better.
Yo guys, I'm gonna sell my private artifacts for 500.
I mean, if you play the two games and like pay attention to the story, it's actually really sad.
I'm sorry, I can't waste enough brain effort.
Oh shit, Mortal Online's gonna be one of those games that you gotta pay monthly to play.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I'm reading the description right now.
It's Mortal Online 2, not Mortal Online 1.
Yeah.
I'm literally reading Mortal Online 2 to bruh. Listen. It literally says the base game of Mortal Online 2 comes with 1 month of game time included, after which players will need to maintain an active monthly subscription to continue playing the game. We have not activated subscriptions to the game during early release. Play the game without subscription during early release.
I mean, I'm not paying a subscription. I just paid $40 for it.
Yeah, I
That's
paid
because
$40.
it's probably still in early release.
I don't think so. I think they went to full release like a year ago.
It doesn't say early access.
Well,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they left early release. They probably changed their mind originally. That was probably the plan, and everyone got pissed, and they said, okay, never mind.
Well, that's what it says right here, subscription.
Better not fucking switch to a subscription. I'll refund the bitch. As the game for 2 years, a bunch of hours, refunds it, because subscription.
I'm still working.
I feel like I'm behind in tech.
I'm still working.
Apparently,
on Nick.
It's one world, one server.
Yeah. There's different servers on Haven if you're still in Haven, but once you leave Haven, it's all just one world and one server.
Wow.
It's probably just
I haven't experienced it yet.
It's probably just one continent, though. I assume.
I don't know. I don't remember. Yo, have you heard news about the Elder Scrolls 6, by the way?
No, there is no news.
There was something
There's
released the other day.
News.
Yeah. Confirming that it at least has gone into the early development.
We've known that for 2 years.
No, I'm talking like this was like a video from like 12 days ago that a YouTuber posted about something with their development process. I don't know. I don't care enough about it until there's more news. I just know there was news of some kind.
Well, I want to fucking play a game, man, but I don't know what I want to play.
Update.
Well, give me a game, Nick, and I'll tell you yes or no.
I don't know, man. It's been so long, dude, and I just, you know, I haven't been in the mood for games like in forever.
Yeah, like I've been kind of on a downward slope on some of the games I wanted to play. I'm real glad about Madden because Madden's my go-to like if I'm bored game. But the last month I just couldn't bother because the new Madden's coming out. So
I also want to touch on the.
That makes me cool.
Okay, so we know nothing.
No, nothing about
there was an update that was posted 2 weeks ago about what we know, and literally people are speculating on where the location is going to be, but fucking no one knows. We're fairly certain it's High Rock, but then other people are saying it's Hammerfell, or it's going to be High Rock and Hammerfell, but no one fucking knows because Bethesda ain't saying nothing.
What are you talking about?
Okay, clearly you fucking don't know dick about Elder Scrolls lore, so I'm not even gonna get into it.
Hey Doc, can you give me access back to your fucking games?
Nick's like, yo dog, give me your games, you bastard.
I don't remember taking it away, and how do I do that?
You totally have to go give me fucking your username and password again so I could do that, but I don't know. I don't know why I took it off.
Can't believe Nick doesn't want to play a game, dog. Can you believe it?
I do want to play a game. I just don't know what game's gonna actually keep my attention.
Are you listening to this guy? Doesn't even want to play a game.
Family?
Yeah, Nick, I don't know what kind of game's gonna keep your attention either.
Kingdoms
I
Reborn.
think you might have to sign in, Nicholas.
Kingdoms
Reborn.
No.
You gotta initiate family sharing on the computer. So yeah, you are gonna need my
Kingdoms Reborn.
I said no, fucker.
Kingdoms Reborn.
I'm sorry, you're boning who?
Your kingdom.
New Frontier?
That was funny. I'll give you that one. That was funny.
Yo.
I love how
Dude,
we have hundreds of games each, but we fucking don't play any of them.
I wish fucking Sapiens had come up with their multiplayer update already. That one was fun.
What?
Sapiens?
I'm going to bed.
Wow.
I knew it. He's gay.
That's fucked.
I mean, I've been streaming for almost an hour, and we've been talking for over an hour, and I'm
Imagine being garbage.
Yeah, imagine